Bhaalgorn has to be the most evil looking ship in the game, and I have plans to make it even scarier. For that I have to wait for tier 4 rigs to be released. That means when tier 4 rigs are released, I'll have to replace all rig integrations, which will be very expensive. So until then I'll just use the current rigs because, let me be honest, they are perfect on this ship. And this ship is performing exactly as I have imagined it to do. Now I have this Abaddon lurking around, and I also have some plans for this ship. I really need to fly the original Chonk a lot more often. This ship is very good. Now I will do the same thing that I did on my Bhaalgorn. That means I have to replace all rigs on this ship. We'll most likely have to develop a different build, just a little bit different from this one. And I see that I have to further improve the armor on the Abaddon. I can make the Abaddon a lot more tanky than the Bhaalgorn, so I have a lot of plans for my battleships here. Well, with that being said, I believe it will be time to roll out and see what we will catch. Adaptive armor hardeners are turned on. Almost forgot to use them. Now I'm wondering, what do we have waiting for us? Oh, that's interesting. Looks like Celestis interdictor has been tackled. Just a little bit over 530 kilometers away from the gate. Let's warp towards the interceptor. This might be a trap, I don't know. Usually, if a interdictor is that far away, then it has to be a trap. Oh well, I guess I will find that out very soon. Now, before my ship could turn around and warp, they already almost crossed 100 kilometers, so I landed a little bit far away. Now I can align myself towards the ship, and then I can wait for the fight to go above 150 kilometers from my ship, and then I can simply warp towards the interceptor, and hopefully I should land within the optimal range of my webs and points, and of course my neutralizers or Nosferatus. Let's warp towards the interceptor. I was aligned, so it will be a insta warp. Okay, now that's much better. Well within the optimal range of my weapons. Now, one thing that I didn't count on is that the tier 8 Celestis interdictor will have stabs, so they warped away, but that's okay. Was still a nice attempt. Let's go back to the gate. What do we have here? Dominix 2 has just popped out of nowhere. Let's go and quickly point and web them. That Dominix appears to be going fast, so I might have to go and ram the ship in case they are burning towards the gate. Just in case I point them a little bit too late. Well, not point them, but web them. Looks like I did web them just a little bit too late. I have to go and ram them away from the gate. Hopefully I have enough momentum going to push them a couple kilometers from the gate. Okay, ramming has been successful. This is one very tanky Dominix too, and they also have engaged our ships. Let me quickly take range again, and then I can ram them a second time. mean, they already have the criminal timer, so they can't jump through the gate even if they go towards the gate. But just in case, I will ram the Dominix again. They are now in hole. Okay, nice. Second successful ram. They are now in 50% hole. That is very close to the gate. I believe they might be within jump range, but they had aggro. And oh man, that was one very expensive Dominix. 8.8 billion. Well, haven't expected that. That was a pleasant surprise. A very pleasant surprise. A very nice work to everyone who helped shooting down that Dominix. It was a beautiful kill. Okay, next target. We have a Apocalypse. They have landed just a little bit outside of my optimal range. Let's go and quickly weapon point to them, just in case. The first kill today was very nice. I haven't expected that, honestly. Okay, Apocalypse has been pointed and webbed. They are now into armor. Hold a second. Is this a Deathwish nanocore? I believe it is. Well, jackpot. Second potentially expensive ship today in a row. Alright, interesting. The Apocalypse started to shoot at me, but it doesn't do a lot of damage. If they have a Deathwish nanocore, then I would say they have over 15 point stabs, so the bubble needs to be alive. And I'll gladly take the damage. I can take a lot of damage with this ship. Alright, nice. Well, it was indeed a Deathwish nanocore. That was one very lucky catch. And also a decently sized Apocalypse. Usually they go for around 800 to 1 billion. This one was well over 1 billion. And overall a very nice kill. Well, next target, we have another Dominix too. They have engaged us on the gate. Now I'm the primary target. They have been webbed, pointed. My capacitor is getting neutralized. Dual neutralizers against my dual Nosferatus and neutralizer. But I believe that I will win the cap game in this case. It's a Bhaalgorn after all. A ship with the best E-war capabilities in the game. Dominix is at 55%, below 50% armor. And they are now shooting at our bubble. I believe they also have a lot of stabs, so the bubble needs to be alive. If the bubble goes down, then they have a chance to warp away. Dominix is now into hole. In this case, I did keep my range because I thought that it might be bait, but looks like it wasn't bait. And that was also a nice kill. Second Dominix 2 today. Very interesting. 3.3 billion. Alright, not bad. That was a So far, a pretty good run, I have to admit, a very good run. Now, we have received a report that a Scorpion undocked, so we are going to have a warm welcome for the Scorpion. They should be landing any second now. There they are. Right on time. Okay, let's go approach the Scorpion before they land, just to be within the optimal range on time. Alright, there we go. 24 kilometers. That should be enough. Okay, they have been pointed and webbed. Looks like they don't have a lot of shield resistance for some reason. They are active. I can see that they are using the shield booster, but for some reason they don't use the shield hardeners. The shield went down very quickly on the Scorpion. And by the looks of it, they are using rapid missiles, medium rapid missiles. Scorpion is one of the rare ships that can use medium weapons, because it has bonus on basically all turrets and I believe on all missiles. And they are now in hull. Nice, that was a nice kill. Well, today we sure did blow up a lot of battleships, a lot of expensive battleships. This Scorpion was pretty good. It did not have any Deathwish nanocore, but it still had a pretty good value on it. Next target, we have a Prophecy. Well, time to continue on shooting down drone boats. For some reason, drone boats became one of my personal favorite ships to shoot. Must be because a lot of them carry faction drones, which are very expensive, by the way. I have a lot of faction drones just sitting there in the station. And this Prophecy had a very nice looking skin. I haven't seen that skin in a while. I believe it's the tiger skin. I believe, not quite sure if that's the case. It looks like one, but I might be wrong. Alright, and the pod has been destroyed. Let's go towards the next one. We have another battlecruiser. I did a lot of damage to this one. It is because they did turn on the micro updrive, and my lasers did full damage in that case. A little bit over full damage, to be honest. This ship is not focused on DPS and damage, but it's focused on tank. So having a 10,000 hit is kinda interesting. And this ship has also been destroyed very quickly. Another very nice battlecruiser. What do we have here? Bomber and a interdictor. A very interesting combination, haven't seen that in a very long time. 7 in local, only 2 friendlies. Well, as usual, let me focus on the interdictor. Now, I made a little mistake here. For some reason the ship did not want to web and nos the interdictor, but they went after the bomber, so the interdictor did go through the gate because I made a little mistake, but that's fine. The bomber for some reason decided to burn away, which was a mistake. They were right before jumping. Their capacitor is probably depleted by now. They are now in low hull. And that was a nice kill and a lucky kill. If the bomber did burn just a little bit longer to the gate, they would probably jump. but for some reason they decided to turn around, and that was a mistake. Oh well, still a very nice kill. This ship can use... I don't know, actually. I have to decide on what I'll improve with the nanocore. I still have a lot of options to do. Can change the attributes if I have to. Next target we have a cyclone. Now the thing with the Bhaalgorn is that they don't have good range by default. So with the nanocore, when I get my necessary stats on the desired level, then I would most likely go for range on the lasers on this ship, because it would be nice to have around 40 kilometer optimal laser range with the Bhaalgorn. Well, at the moment the optimal is 30 to 35. Having 40 kilometers would definitely be very nice. And here is one good example of the range. The tornado is 45 kilometers away from me, but I can hit because, well, no range. That was a very expensive tornado too. Over 1 billion ISK. Surprisingly expensive for a tier 8 battlecruiser. And next target. Well, the Cyclone died before I could even say anything. Now, I'm not in the Bhaalgorn. This is the good old original Chonk, the Abaddon. I plan on flying this ship a lot more often. The main thing, now the main thing for this ship is the tank. The next target is this Gila. The Abaddon has 42 kilometer optimal range with pulse lasers, which is almost double the range on this ship than compared to the Bhaalgorn. The tank on this ship is also incredible. Can be tanky, can be more tanky than the Bhaalgorn, although the rigs on this ship are not as good as the rigs that I have on the Bhaalgorn. So I have to change that, and I will very soon. Next target we have a Drake. Let's quickly approach, although quick and this ship kinda don't go hand in hand, especially with this build, but it's not that slow, surprisingly faster than the Bhaalgorn without a afterburner or micro warp drive. Already doing some good damage from 37-36 kilometers. That Drake was quite tanky. But the tank is not going to save them this time. That was a nice kill. Not quite sure where the kill marks on this ship are located, but I don't think that I have a lot of them on this ship. Haven't been flying the Abaddon in a while, mostly because I have been focused on other ships. Now back in the good old Bhaalgorn. I probably said the word Bhaalgorn 10,000 times in this video, but that's fine. From this point I'll call this ship the Vampire. It should be the same, I believe. And next target, Rupture. I have noticed this pilot is flying through this system a lot. Sometimes in a Typhoon, sometimes in a Rupture, sometimes in the tier 10 Typhoon. This time they came in a Rupture. And well, that ship is going down very quickly. What do we have here? A Raven. Interesting. Well, let's quickly tackle the Raven. Landed just a little bit outside of my optimal range. I'm always keeping a close eye on the local. Never know when it can be a trap, but this Raven seems to be... Well, that was interesting. The shield on the Raven did go down very quickly. Tornado doing some incredible damage on the armor. That was a big off hit from the Tornado. Alright, nice. That was a nice kill. We did blow up a lot of battleships today. A lot of expensive battleships. And of course, a lot of other expensive ships like that Gila and Tornado. Overall, I have to admit, this was one very successful day. A lot of good ships have been eliminated, and overall I do plan to change the Abaddon. I feel like I can make that ship a lot more tanky. As for the Bhaalgorn, it has been performing quite well for a very long time, so until tier 4 rigs are available, then I believe I'm not going to change anything, but depends how things go. I'll definitely update the build if I find something that works better than this, but at the moment the current build on the Bhaalgorn proved itself to be extremely effective. So if something is not broken, then I guess I don't have to fix it. And well, with that being said, hope that you enjoyed. Was again a very successful run, was a very fun run as well. And with that being said, hope that you had fun. Stay safe, fly safe, and I'll see you next time.